Are you a big fan of mechas? How about some of the most badass mechas in anime? Well then stick around as this video is for you. Welcome back to Comet Comics, where today we will be counting down our picks for the top 10 strongest anime mechas. If you want to see more content like this, make sure to like the video, hit that subscribe button, and click that bell icon for notifications on upcoming content. With that, let's jump right on into our top 10 picks, shall we? Starting us off strong, we have Izuru Hitachi piloting the Red 5. Coming in at 14 meters tall, the Red 5 is a prototype advanced high-standard multi-purpose battle device, also known as an AH-SMB. Izuru became the vanguard for his team, known as Team Rabbits, because of his ability to use high command transmission, which gave him great combat leader skills. The Red 5 was designed as a leader unit after all, being able to quickly process its surroundings during combat, giving its pilot an advantage when issuing orders. Its main weapon of choice is the retractable blades located on both arms. It also comes with arm guard shields that mount to the forearms of Red 5, and they each have their own self-sustaining shield generator. They can also be shot out to defend a different target or object. Red 5 can also wield the HEP cannon, which functions as a variable speed beam rifle, high energy particle beam, a chainsaw blade, and a micro mine launcher. And that's not even Red 5's full arsenal. Up next, we have Back Arrow piloting Muga. Muga is Arrow's Brihite that is manifested by using a bind warper even though he has no conviction, which is what everyone else in the anime uses, along with bind warpers, to manifest their Brihites. Muga's frame can completely absorb an enemy's physical attacks by making its body like a slime or rubber material. It is able to kick and punch extremely fast, and can make 4 real clones of itself that have all of the same abilities as the original Muga. Although making the clones does drain tons of energy out of Arrow, it evolves as it fights, gaining new abilities to turn the tides. It can use a superpowered punch, produce an electrical discharge, fly, and transform into a sword for others to wield. Muga is also capable of carrying multiple people in the blue pieces on its shoulders. However, it can't clone itself when people are in there because it would have to clone the people as well. The Arbalist, piloted by Sasuke Sagara, is quite unique as it is a 3rd generation mecha operated by the anti-terrorist group Mithril. It is based on the M9E Gurren mecha and is equipped with an experimental lambda drive. What makes this mecha so cool is the fact it not only has an AI with a will of its own that operates differently from all other AIs in the Fullmetal Panic universe, but the lambda drive is also equipped with the ability to turn willpower into physical force. It's a piece of black technology created by the Whispered, a group of extremely intelligent humans who create technology far beyond its time. Not only is the Arbalist a strong mecha, it also has an experienced soldier at the helm with an AI that doesn't quite like to listen. Although this may cause issues at times during combat when Sagara sets his mind to something, the Arbalist is sure to follow, and that is not a mecha you want to mess with. The Arbalist is capable of great speeds and mobility, allowing it to jump hundreds of feet in a single bound. They say the man makes the mech, and in this case, that is why the Arbalist ranks number 8 on our list. Of course we can't have a top 10 mecha list without Kenshi's Sacred Mechanoid being on it. What is really interesting about this Sacred Mechanoid is that it isn't like your typical mech, as it starts out in a cocoon, and when the pilot enters, it takes a unique form based on the user. In this case, his mechanoid is white, which implies he could be the legendary Warrior of Light destined to save the world. What is also cool is that the prophecy says he can also cloak himself in darkness and destroy the world. We even get to see a couple instances where Kenshi goes into berserker mode and his black mecha begins to deteriorate due to this corruption. Not only is this mechanoid extremely fast and well attuned to Kenshi's combat abilities, he also possesses the ability to shrink matter while retaining its weight. This is seen in the show when he shrinks a giant rock pillar to make a sword for combat. Kenshi's Sacred Mecha also has a sword-like horn on its head and a tail that he uses a lot in combat for maneuverability. Overall, when watching this mecha go monster on other mechas, it makes you realize how badass Kenshi and his Sacred Mechanoid really are. The A Gundam is a very powerful mecha. It was intentionally built for interstellar warfare and basically runs off of an artificial black hole known as the DHG-CP, or Discontinuous Hyperoscillation Gauge Collapsing Pile. The chest and legs are almost entirely hollow in order to store extra weapons, and for the use of the eye-field beam drive used to power the legs' jumping and flight capabilities. If you thought the black hole was cool, just wait till you see how the A Gundam can repair itself using nanomachines that can also be used to activate Moonlight Butterfly. Moonlight Butterfly is a catastrophic attack that can disintegrate any artificial matter and can combine with the weather systems to generate giant ionic storms. On top of that, it still has an entire arsenal of weapons such as the abdomen beam cannon that practically shoots like a shotgun. Not one, but two beam sabers from its shoulders, which can have their power output and range adjusted, or can be used as one to create an even longer blade. Also a beam rifle that fires just under light speed for those medium to long-ranged fights. Unit 1 is an absolute powerhouse. It can still fight even if the pilot Shinji Ikari isn't in full control, and even if it runs out of power because of its berserk mode. Unlike most of the mechs on this list, Unit 1 isn't all mech. There is a humanoid entity beneath the surface, and the soul of Shinji's mother resides inside. It was able to break through an angel's AT field in one blow, destroy an angel from the inside out, and save Rei after she was absorbed by an angel. In the original series, Unit 1 ate the S2 engine from the angel Zeruel, allowing it to function without a power cable. It's fit with a knife in the left shoulder pylon, and with a dummy system that makes Unit 1 totally autonomous and act ravenous. It even has the ability to awaken, which increases the potential of its AT field, like when it made a replacement arm out of the AT field during battle. Later in the franchise, Unit 1 evolves and becomes a Super Evangelion after Shinji merges with it, acquiring the ability to self-regenerate and then fly using a new jetpack feature. With the power of Hero and Zero Two's love, Strelitzia is one of the strongest mechs around. Starting us off in Stampede mode, Strelitzia has the appearance of a lion and can attack things with its claws and fangs. In its normal form, it wields a lance known as the Queen Pike. The lance can be launched forwards as a projectile connected to a cord. It can produce a burst of energy that is primarily used as a finisher to explode the core of a Klaxosaur. Strelitzia can fly at high speeds and evolve into the Red Strelitzia, an enhanced and more powerful version of its normal form. It then evolves into its golden form with even more power and speed, and can last longer periods without recharging. After turning gold, Strelitzia gets even bigger and becomes Apis Strelitzia. This version took out an entire alien fleet with an energy beam shot from its horn. Last but not least, we have True Apis. This version takes the full form of Zero Two and is even bigger than before. It can create a blue energy dome around itself and launch lasers in all directions. It was the only mech that could make it through a wormhole in space while carrying a bomb the size of a meteorite. Climbing its way up to number 3, the Deus Ex Machina was created by Professor Deus to combat Krei, and is planned to evacuate Earth and let it be destroyed. It's piloted by Gallo and Leo, and its appearance starts off with its arms and legs looking like lava lamps and having cannons instead of hands. Because Gallo wanted a cooler look, Leo used his burnish powers to evolve Deus Ex Machina to Leo de Gallon. This new look resembles a different mecha anime, with its new set of horns and a face-like design on its chest. It now acquired hands and a black armor made from burnish. Leo de Gallon is capable of flight, regeneration, and has a customized matoi that's used like a spear. This mech is also able to launch fire attacks by using the burnish power Leo possesses. In order to save the world, Leo de Gallon evolved even further into Gallo de Leon, which still has the same abilities but is bigger than the Earth's continents. This version was strong enough to punch the Earth and set the entire solar system up in flames that don't injure the people that they're trying to protect. The mechanical angel Aquarion is piloted by 3 people in vehicles called vectors and can combine together to form 3 different versions. Each vector can shoot lasers, and each pilot has a special power that they can use while inside Aquarion. For example, when Sylvia uses her psychokinesis like grappling hooks. Aquarion Mars has long legs built for fast speeds in combat. It also wields a saber that can be used for quick slashes and is able to launch fireballs from its feet. Aquarion Luna accelerates in ranged attacks using a bow and arrow, and is built for acrobatic and reflexive movement. It is also capable of using the move Dragon Thunder, which is basically an electric spinning kick. Aquarion Soul is built for close-range combat while being the most balanced form. It can use a flaming fist, a laser from its antenna, or use the Mugen Punch, also known as the Infinity Punch. This punch can literally go for infinity and has even broken through dimensions. Wings made up of sunlight can also be manifested to increase Aquarion's soul strength and battle performance by 10-fold. On top of that, Aquarion's soul turns to gold and becomes the legendary Aquarion. It still has all of the same abilities as Aquarion's soul, but is stronger and faster. This version of Aquarion used its Infinity Punch with both arms to hold the Earth together for 12,000 years when it was breaking apart. Before we get to number 1 on our list, here are a few honorable mentions. Although I really wanted to put this mech on our list, Ikaruga just doesn't hang with some of the others that we listed. Don't get me wrong, Ikaruga is one kick-ass mecha, with its blue and gold color and 4 arms, which each contain sword cannons. This thing requires so much power that it takes 2 ether reactors, the Queen's Coronet and the Behemoth's Heart, just to power it. I could go so much more into detail with this mech, but it's best just to take my word for it and just go check it out in action yourself. So, even though this is technically a Kaiju Jaeger hybrid, it still had to make our honorable mentions because it's pretty sick. What's cool about Apex is that it gained its independence from the precursors and holds no allegiance to anyone. It is often seen not only attacking Jaegers and completely destroying them, but also killing monster kaiju and consuming their flesh. What's even cooler about Apex is that it can create breach points independent of the precursors. Although it will attack anything to protect itself, Apex has been seen working with others when deemed necessary. Not to mention the Kaiju Mecha hybrid look Apex has is extremely badass. Now for what you all have been waiting for. Number 1 on our list has to be Super Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann, not only because it's one of the biggest mechs in anime to date, but the final showdown with this mech is one that will leave your jaw on the floor. Coming in at a height taller than the observable universe, which sits at about 93 billion light years in diameter and a roughly calculated speed at 50 trillion light years per second, Super Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann is not a mech you can comprehend, let alone fight. In this final showdown, this form of Gurren Lagann was throwing universes around like a game of ultimate frisbee. We can't talk about STTGL without talking about its ultimate weapon, the Super Tengen Toppa Gigadrill Break, which itself is 180 times larger than the observable universe. How insane is that? I could go into so much more detail on why STTGL is on our list at number 1, but if you're still here and you've seen Gurren Lagann, you know exactly why. Well, that's our picks for the top 10 strongest anime mechas. What did you think of our top 10? Which mechas would you have added or changed? You can let us know down in the comments below. Make sure that if you liked this, to smash that subscribe button, as well as click that bell icon to stay up to date on our content as it comes out. As always, thank you for tuning in to Comet Comics, and I'll see you on our next top 10 video.